Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Asad Yaqub and I am from Lahore, Pakistan, and I teach here. I teach Ielts here. Once again, I welcome you all, my students in Pakistan and Pakistanis all over the world. Then my students in India and Indians all over the world. A great hello to you guys, and my students in Indian Punjab, a very nice Sat Sri Akal to all of you. Yeah. And then I've got students in Bangladesh, Nepal, Sri Lanka, elsewhere, Saudi Arabia, UAE, America, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and Africa. Wherever you watch my videos, a great hello from Asad Yaqub to you. Happy now? See that I'm just trying to make videos according to your demand. Wherever I see you guys have problem, your problem is actually, wherever you have the problem, I have to provide a solution. So your problem is my problem and my problem is my problem. Okay, that's not your problem. Anyways, the question type which we are going to solve is summary completion, no more than 2 words. This is the last question type, and over here they have given us 7 questions from 33 to 40. There are 7 questions over here in this summary. So we are going to see how to read the questions. And by the way, whenever there is the summary, and this summary has 3 parts, by the way. You can see 1, 2, 3. So we are just going to see all these things. Let's go to the handout. Practically, I will solve this test and I'll give you the tips and techniques to deal with summary completion. And even if you are gender training IELTS candidate, this video is equally good for you. Let's take a start. Okay, now let's take a start. The last video of this series, questions 33 to 40. Complete the summary below. Choose no more than 2 words from the text and all that. No more than 2 words. Write your answers in boxes 33 to 40. Okay. Synchrony. Okay. Synchrony. Alright. Okay. There is a human desire to coordinate dash in an effort to be in harmony. Now you see the word in harmony is in inverted commas. So it's very easy. It will be inverted commas in the passage as well. There is a human desire to coordinate dash in an effort to be in harmony. Now we need to scan for the word in harmony. We did this. Let's just start from the before. Every type of questions, whenever you start a new type, try to scan from the beginning or the passage part which is blank. Now we've done up until here, then we are done with that also, but we need to find the word in harmony. One of the social needs. Yes, got it. Now in cynic and in harmony, the answer is going to be here. Well, now for summary completion, the questions and answers, they are going to be in the same order for the most part. Mostly they are going to be in same order. So one of the social needs to addressed by conversational flow is the human need for synchrony, to be in sync or in harmony with one another. To be in sync or in harmony with one another. Many studies have shown how people attempt to synchronize with their partners. Synchronize means coordinate. Oh no, by coordinating their behavior. Good. What do they coordinate? By coordinating their behavior. My voice is changed, now. There is a human desire to coordinate dash in an effort to be in harmony. So many studies have shown how people attempt to synchronize with their partners by coordinating their behavior. And behavior is written in American English, V-I-O-R. So you will write it as it is. Behavior. Okay, O-R. Don't write O-U-R because sometimes they are very touchy. Okay, this coordinating can be seen in conversations when speakers alter the speed and extent of their speech in order to facilitate dash. This coordination, now it means we need to read ahead to find the next answer. This coordination can be seen, and see one thing, this summary has 3 parts, right? This is part 1, this is part 2, and this is part 3. So you need to go to 3 different parts of the passage to find these answers. But now we are going to see, because this coordination can be seen in conversations when speakers alter the speed and extent of their speech in order to facilitate dash. Okay, there we found 33. This interpersonal coordination underlies a wide array of human activities ranging from more complicated ones like ballroom dancing to simply walking or talking with friends. In conversations, interpersonal coordination is found. Now the same coordination, interpersonal coordination is found, and for this they use the word this. When people adjust the duration of their utterances and their speech rate, duration and speech rate, and for that they have used the word speed and extent of their speech. Speed and extent of their speech in order to facilitate, we are coming closer, speech rate to one another, so that in order to facilitate, okay, so that they can enable turn taking, so that they can enable turn taking, and here they say in order to facilitate turn taking. Got it? Yeah, I'm going to make Ielts naked for you, and then you'll be able to see everything. Okay? Yes. Now let's go on. We've got a question here. This is often achieved within milliseconds. Only tiny pauses take place when a conversation flows. When it doesn't, there are dash and silences. It means over here plural word is going to come, are. There are dash and silences, or maybe singular because silences is already there. Or people talk at the same time. Now because it's the same summary, so we need to read ahead. Silence is here. Okay, since people are very well trained in having conversations, they are often able to take turns within milliseconds, resulting in a conversation flow of smoothly meshed behaviors. All right, let's go on. A lack of flow is characterized by interruptions, simulations, simultaneous, come on Asad, simultaneous speed or mutual silence, right? Avoiding these features is important for defining and maintaining interpersonal skills. Okay, now let's read the question again. The question says, only tiny pauses take place when a conversation flows. When it doesn't, there are dash and silences. So we need to just read it here. The speech rate of one another so that they can enable turn taking to occur without talking over each other or experiencing awkward silence. All right. Then since people are very well trained in having conversations, they are often able to take turns within milliseconds, resulting in a conversation flow of smoothly meshed behavior, right? Smoothly meshed behavior. Then a lack of flow is, lack of, when they don't do it. That's important. Yes, now I got it. Okay, there they say, when it doesn't means lack of. There are dash. So lack of what? They say a lack of flow is characterized by interruptions. Guys, this is section 3, not a piece of cake. A lack of flow is characterized by interruptions and then simultaneously. So lack of flow is characterized by interruptions, and when it doesn't, it means that this is often achieved in a second. Tiny pauses take place when a conversation flows. When it doesn't, pauses, there are actually, the answer is going to be interruptions and silences. Interruptions and silences, or people talk at the same time. So you can see that this is mentioned here, interruptions. A lack of flow is characterized by interruption, simultaneously speech or mutual silences. Yeah, interruptions, simultaneous speech or mutual silence. Interruption, simultaneous speech and mutual silence. So interruptions we've written, silences, or two people talk at the same time, right? Okay, one is done. Now we go on with 36 onwards. Our desire to dash is also an important element of conversation flow. Now we need to look for the word like desire, want and all that. Okay, for desire they might use the word want, need or any other word. So we need to look for our desire to dash. Okay, now the need to belong, we've read until there. I told you, the need to belong has been identified as one of the most basic of human motivations. Okay, the question, our desire to dash is also an important element of conversation flow. Our desire to dash, the need to belong has been identified as one of the most basic of human motivations and plays a role in many human behaviors that conversational flow is related to. Okay, so the answer is the need to belong, or there they say our desire to. To is a very good clue, by the way. This to is a very good clue. So the answer is going to be belong, right? Need to belong. Also important in the conversation flow. According to research, our dash increase even if silence. What is it that increase? Now they use some other word for increase. According to research, our dash increase even if silences are brief. Now we got to see what is it that increases. The clue word is research and increase. Let's see. Okay, now let's look for the word research, studies and all that. Conventional flow is related to beginning of the illustration, while the consequence of the, what happens when the positive experience is flows. For instance, a brief silence. We all know that silence can be pretty awkward. Okay. Yes, and research shows, I found it. Let me read the question once again. I've got the blank mind now. According to research, our dash increase even if silences are brief. What is it that increase? Right? So it's over here. Research shows that even short disruptions in conversations flow can lead to a sharp rise. I tell you, it's a game of synonyms. A sharp rise in distress levels. Sharp rise, and then they say conversational flow can lead to a sharp rise, and for that they've used the word here. According to research, our dash increases even if silences are brief, and for that they are using the word distress levels. So let's write it down here. There is no space, we write it here. Distress level or levels, it should be levels. Yeah, levels, plural. Distress levels. Okay, now let's go on. Humans have a basic need to be part of a group, okay, and they experience a sense of dash if silences exclude them. All right, humans have a basic need to be a part of a group and they experience a sense of something if silences exclude them. So we found 37 until here. Let's see. Okay, we did until here. In movies, silences are often used to signal non-compliance or confrontation. Piazza 2006. Some researchers even argue that silencing someone is one of the most serious form of exclusion. Okay. Group membership is of elementary importance to our well-being. Group membership is of elementary importance to our well-being, and because humans are very sensitive to signals of exclusion, a silence is generally taken as a sign of rejection. Let's see, what is the question? The question is, if humans have a basic need to be part of a group and they experience a sense of, now for sense they have used the word sign, sense of rejection. I can just show you again over here, sign of rejection and sense of rejection. So the answer is rejection. Again, Shmaila, will you come here? Sign of and sense of, similar words. Okay, now you need to learn the words like that, guys. You'll not find them anywhere. Sense and sign you'll never find in synonyms, but you need to find them in the Ielts. Okay, people also attempt to coordinate their opinions in conversations. In an experiment, participants' judgment of the overall dash among speakers was tested using videos. Okay, people also attempt to coordinate their opinions in conversation. Okay, one thing, in an experiment. Now we need to see where do they talk about this experiment. Okay, for experiment they might use some other word, but we need to see where do they talk about this experiment. Participants' judgment of the overall, their judgment of the overall dash among speakers was tested using videos. At one point we read about videos. Just a minute. Yeah. The idea was tested researchers using a video observation. Now we need to read and find if the answer is here. Are you clear about the question? The question says people also attempt to coordinate their opinion in conversation. In experiment, participants' judgment of the overall dash among speakers was tested. Now what is it that they've tested overall? Right? Let's see. Participants imagine being three people on a video clip had their either a fluent conversation or a conversation in which flow was disrupted by a brief silence. Except for the silence, video were identical. After watching the video, participants were asked to what extent the people in the video agreed with each other. Participants who watched the fluent conversations rated agreement to be higher than participants watching the conversation that was disrupted by a silence, even though participants were not consciously aware of the disruption. It appears that the subjective feeling of being out of sync information, people of possible disagreements, okay, just a minute, regardless. Now let's read from here. Participants who watched the fluent conversations rated agreement to be higher than participants watching the conversation that was disrupted by a silence, even though participants were not consciously aware of the disruptions. Now what's the question? People also attempted to coordinate their opinions in conversation. In an experiment, participants' judgment of the overall dash among speakers was tested. Okay, so what is participants who watched the fluent conversation rated, my goodness, okay, for rated agreement to be higher than participants. Now rated, and then they're using the word agreement to be higher than participants watching the conversation that was disrupted. Okay, so actually for this question the answer is going to be agreement. I tell you why. People also attempt to coordinate their opinion in conversation. In an experiment, participants' judgment of the overall dash among speakers, which they were showing in the video, was tested using videos of a fluent and slightly disrupted conversation. So they are talking either a fluent conversation, this is fluent conversation, and conversation flow was disrupted. These were two types of conversations. Except for a silence, the video were identical. After watching the videos, participants were asked to what extent the people in the video agreed with each other. Participants who watched the fluent conversation rated agreement to be higher than participants watching the conversation that was disrupted. So it's going to be agreement, judgment of the overall agreement. If you don't understand, go back and watch it again. Okay, now one last question. The results showed that the dash of the speaker's discussion was less important. Now we'll just reach the finding of the result. The results showed actually that the dash of the speaker's discussion was less important than the perceived synchrony of the speakers. Okay, let's see now. We were here. Now let's see result. It appears that, now maybe the results. It appears that the subjective feelings of being out of sync informs people of possible disagreements regardless of the content of the conversation. Now let's see. What's the question? The question is, the result showed that the dash of the speaker's discussion was less important, and they might use the word regardless. Less important is equal to regardless. This is how you need to learn the synonyms. Okay, so less important and regardless, and what do they say after that? They are saying it here. It appears that the subjective feeling of being out of sync informs people of possible disagreements regardless of the content of the conversation. So the result showed that the content of the speaker's discussion was less important and regardless. So this is how you got to do IELTS reading, and once you are done with IELTS reading like this, you will be getting 9 band clapping. Welcome back. We are done. We have completed one IELTS reading test. And if you complete one IELTS reading test like this, you are bound to get 9 bands in reading. Just imagine, 9 bands in reading. 9 bands in reading will improve your overall band score up to a great limit. Okay. Thank you very much indeed. If you like this series and if you want me to make more videos, please comment my video, because this one test is complete now. If you want me to make another series of IELTS reading videos for academic, I'll do that as well. Just comment this video and also tell me whatever you want to learn in your comment. And don't forget to like this video and share this video. Try to share these videos with those who are struggling with IELTS. You guys can make your own WhatsApp groups, and there you can share these videos and they will help you. I also teach IELTS online. If you want to join my online IELTS classes, my WhatsApp number is given. You can contact me for that. Of course, I charge for online classes because IELTS is my profession as well. So I have to make my living from IELTS, okay? So you can contact me for that. Thank you very much. Asad Yaqub wishes you all the best. Those who are taking their IELTS test soon, I wish you all the best. Take good care of yourselves. Allah Hafiz.